What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Diesel, and you are watching the ShadeSnSoleS channel. Alright guys, so for tonight we're going to be doing the real review for the KD15s. Now what you say is a real review. Real review is where I tell you guys my experience, my thoughts, and my overall verdict of the shoe. No bias, no bullshit. I bought this shit with my own money, okay? I'm going to try to stay objective instead of being subjective. Now I know everybody's got different tastes, different preferences. That's the reason why I want to try to stay objective. And if I do be subjective on it, like on my own side of things, then I'll make sure to let you guys know that it's a personal thing. But I'm gonna try my best to stay objective, so that everybody will know how this really is. All right. So let's start off with the traction, okay? Traction was pretty damn good. Although I just played indoor courts, I have no doubt it's gonna work outdoors, but I don't think it's gonna last longer. This is an EP version. This is supposed to have like a thicker outsole component, but lately Nike has not, or I feel like it has not done that. But this one, since this is the only pair I could get, because they still don't have this in stores, then I couldn't compare or feel the difference. But I feel like this does have an XDR in comparison to the non-EP models, okay? But I can't be too sure on that unless I can see or feel the other models. But I do feel like this is a thicker rubber compound right here. Did it work? Yes, it did. I didn't have any slipping or slippage at all in the court, nothing like that. It held up pretty good. If the outsole is one of your main points in buying a basketball performance shoe, then this definitely has it covered, okay, in any directions. Alright, so we're done with the outsole. It's pretty simple, but the midsole is where it gets tricky. It gets tricky because look at the stress lines right here. That is where normally in other shoes, that's where your foot sits, right? But it didn't. But when you put the shoe on, it doesn't feel like it. It feels like your foot is actually like around. So this is the stress line right here, but it feels like your foot is around this portion right here. Now, why is that? So this is Cushlon, right? Now, Cushlon being Cushlon, it compresses a lot, okay? You have to remember, it's not just having Cushlon. It also has full-length Zoom Air right here, okay? So that's where your foot actually sits. So although this is the compression stress line right here, above that is full-length Zoom Air, okay? And then above the Zoom Air is where your foot actually sits. All right, so that's the reason why even if the compression line is here, and in most shoes that doesn't have full-length Zoom on top of it, your foot would typically feel like it's sitting down here or you're lower to the ground. This one, you don't feel like you're too lower to the ground because of that full-length air above the Cushlon, okay? And then your foot sits on top of it. So what I'm trying to say is you actually sit a little bit higher than normal, all right? Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? That's for you to decide. But for me, typically that would have been a bad thing, because I don't like sitting up too high because it minimizes court feel. But on this shoe, my court feel was not compromised because of how soft the Cushlon is. All right, I want you guys to understand that. So typically it would have compromised how I feel in the court feel department, but this one it didn't. So I have Cushlon, I have full-length Zoom Air, all right? I have court feel, and at the same time I have very great cushion. So court feel and cushion is hard. Great court feel and great cushion is hard to find in a basketball shoe. The balance of having a great court feel and great cushion at the same time, typically you cannot find in budget models. Some signature models have it, some signature models try but can't do it, but this one, it has it. It's not even trying, it's just there, like great cushion and great court feel. And that's what I love about the midsole of the shoe. Okay, although I did feel I'm too high up on the shoe, the way it makes me feel when I play, although I'm a bit taller with this shoe, my movements weren't compromised. My reaction time was not delayed like for the midsole department. I have no complaints. I love it. I love the midsole on these and the traction on these. So outsole and midsole so far, this shoe got it covered. This shoe is excellent in those portions. Okay, now the upper on this, the upper portion of the shoe is possibly where it makes or breaks for other people. Okay, nobody's gonna have an issue with the outsole. Nobody's gonna have an issue with the midsole. Some may differ in the some opinions may differ in the upper. Now, why would I say that? So for those who love KDs, KD 12, 13, 14s, it has a particular fit to it. Like KD shoes just have a different fit to it. The 14s fit different from the 12, 13, and 14s. Okay? And the reason why I say that is because typically those shoes, the sizing on them is longer. Okay, the sizing on those are meant for people who has thin feet but have a longer feet. Not normal feet. But this actually fits a normal foot pretty good. So for those of you who are so used to KD 12s, 13s, and 14 sizing, not sizing, but the fit on it, because the sizings on 12, 13, 14s, heel to forefoot wise have been consistent. This one's consistent too, but I'm saying width wise. Now the width on this, I know this is an EP version, but I've mentioned in my unboxing, lately Nike's EPs have not been the traditional EPs where they are wider, okay, and has like a legit XDR rubber. This one, I'm not so sure if the US versions or the non-EP versions are gonna fit this way, but for the EP version, I would say it would fit like a traditional foot, a normal foot. I'm not saying this fits a wide footer well, but for people who have normal feet, yeah, stick with your true to size. And I'm speaking for EP version, okay? I still haven't seen the US version or non-EP version. Yeah, so that's where it makes or breaks when I said on the upper. Now the upper, I'm sorry, I forgot to talk about the upper material. So the upper materials, this mesh type right here, whatever this is, whatever Nike is gonna be calling it, it's actually pretty good, pretty breathable. I did it. One thing I love about the upper is that I didn't feel any stress areas, if ever. And one comparison I can make from 12, 13s, and 14s is that this area right here in the upper portion of your midsection of your foot is usually tight. This is not as tight as the 12, 13s, and 14s, where other people I know had to go up half a size or a full size up because they had wide feet. Okay, but even for those who didn't have wide feet for the 12, 13s, and 14s, they still went half a size up because of how this one felt right here, the the midsection, anterior midsection of their foot. This one, I don't think most people would have to go a half size up for normal footers. All right, this one really did help because when I just straight up lace the way you traditionally lace your shoes like this, right? When you tighten up, I have to go out of my way to re-tie it, make sure I tie it traditionally, and then pull this again so that this support feature will be utilized. Now you have to do it that way instead of just tying it directly like this. You have to pull. You're gonna have to pull this TPU portion right here. So this is your shoe itself. You're gonna have to pull this one also to make sure that you're utilizing this portion of it. All right. So that's how you're gonna tie the KD15s and use the TPU portion of the supporting feature. Now where was I? And also in my unboxing, I did say I would be mitigating the issue of the slipping over here by wearing cushioned socks, and that did actually help. I was warming up with regular socks and I just didn't feel like it would be secure enough, and so I transitioned to cushioned socks on both the days I've been playing. Did it feel a lot better? And I would say yes, because this one right here, remember as I was telling you in my unboxing, this one don't have those heel sculpting that other shoes have. So you're gonna have to find your own way as to how to make it even more secure. One other point for the midsole that I forgot to touch on was the shank plate right here. And as I mentioned in my unboxing, although it was hard for me to bend with just my hands, on feet it didn't even feel that way, and I could attribute that to the placement, number one, and number two, because of the cushion utilized within inside. So this is your TPU, and right above that TPU, you can see that's a cushion rubber. So basically, even if the reason why you wouldn't get a hot spot down there, or you wouldn't even feel like you need to break this in, is because of the rubber. And because it's not directly under your foot, it doesn't directly react, or you won't directly feel it, but you know that support is there. That cushion rubber being in between the Zoom Air right there, as you can see that white portion, and between the rubber and then the TPU plate, makes perfect sense, and it makes for one hell of a good supportive system that you don't even feel that's there, but you know is there. Some people might prefer like how they want to feel that stability. This one, I'm not saying that you don't feel it, but you know it's there and you know it's working. Okay, and by just sheer showing you, you guys can't see it, right? You guys can see it, that I can't even bend it, right? But then on foot, it actually feels seamless, and that's how you know that that's a good tech right there, because you know it's working, but it's not hindering any movement or anything like that. It's not even providing or making you have stress points. So overall with this shoe, man, like, I feel like this shoe, if you are just not locked into one brand, not locked into one signature model, and you try this shoe, I have a good feeling that this shoe will be possibly the best shoe out of the year, where it has great traction, great midsole in terms of court feel and cushion, and then the upper, that, like I said, it may make or break your experience with the shoe. But then, like I said, I'm gonna stay objective, and that's gonna be for everyone's own opinion. But for me personally, subjective wise, I believe this shoe so far has been the best out for the year. Okay, do I suggest this for everybody? I would suggest this for everybody, but only if you're able to fit the shoe first. Okay, fit the shoe first in stores. KD shoes don't normally sell out depending on the colorway, but then if you see a colorway in store that you don't like, just try to fit it in case a colorway that does come out that's your type that you want to buy, then you already know the sizing. But I do highly suggest that if you are a basketball player, to try this one. Okay, and also one of my viewers or subscribers did ask about how much this exposed. I did express that this was a low cut shoe, and over here it does expose your ankle bone. So like where that big bone is on your ankle, like this is gonna expose it. That's how low this is. Okay, it may not look like a low, but it is a low. Trust me, when you wear this shoe, don't forget, although this is a stress line right here, there's a zoom air right there too, and your foot sits on that zoom air. Okay, it's not just because there's a stress line right here doesn't mean your foot is there. Most of the time it does mean that way, but then for this shoe, no, it's not that way. Alright, I think I'm done with my real review. If you guys have any questions with the shoe, please hit that comment down below. I know this is an early real review for me, because normally I take like 2 weeks or a month with the shoe, but I did ask you guys if you want me to just say it, because I already know how this is going to perform after 2 full games with it, 2 full league games with it, back to back. So I already know where this shoe is going, and then I asked you guys for your opinion if you guys want me to just release the real review, because I already know how it's going to play, and majority of you did say to just release it. So this is my real review for the KD 15s. If you guys enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. If you guys want to support the channel, do subscribe to the channel. And if you guys have any questions, like I said, or anything to say about the video on how I can improve, or just mainly questions on the shoe, hit that comment section right there, and I'll try my best to answer you. Okay, again, I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you guys for your support. It's your boy Midsole signing off. Peace out.